Hello and welcome to the program. Okay, this week was an interesting week for the stocks. Just before we get into it, a quick summary of today's action. The Dow finished down slightly, 0.03%. S&P 500, 0.16%. The Nasdaq down 0.35. Crude oil, WTI, down 1.10, down to $70.09. The 10-year yield, 3.46, so it's kind of stable. The strength of the dollar is 1 to 271, has been rising. So the relative strength of the dollar has been rising. All right, so let's get into it. We got the SPY right here. Before we do a technical analysis, I just wanted to ask you guys, please support our channel. Please click the like button, subscribe button. My goal is to reach 100 subscribers. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, here's the SPY representing the S&P 500. Today we had a red day. Every candle here represents one day. So this is a daily chart we're looking at. And here's the intraday action here. The 5-minute chart. So pretty much the SPY started out with a sell-off. Selling off kind of heavy. Real heavy. And then all of a sudden, kind of rebounded towards the end of the day to bring back half of its down, half of its losses for the day. So when we look at it, its goal here is to reach 416.34. Let's throw a little study in there real quick. Okay, the 200-day moving average is the gray line, the tan line here. The blue line is the 50-day moving average. So we are above both, which is still a good sign. And there's the cross. When the 50-day crossed over the 200-day, that means we're getting bullish. Stocks are going up. So we look at that. There is a slight, if we just want to go in this past recent action here, we do have a slight downtrend here that we should probably take notice of. I'm going to say from here to here. And it's kind of in a wedge here. So it looks like that's what we're dealing with right now. We're in this wedge. The debt ceiling crisis worries or whatever coming up in a couple of weeks. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know, we'll have to see what happens. Let's take a look at this on a weekly chart. So we look at this on a weekly chart here. Zoom out a little bit, take a bit closer look. See, these are levels it needs to reach. You know, we do have this overall uptrend still when we draw it here from the bottom. You know, we do have a nice little trend here going on, but it's again, we're still back into a wedge when you look at it. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens here. Again, this is a weekly chart. A big wedge, and now we're a wedge in a wedge, if you will. And we'll look at the 4-hour chart, see how that looks. Let's get rid of that study here. Remove studies. Well, it's kind of all over the place. So it's in that uptrend, in that wedge. It doesn't tell us much there, but I don't see any certain formations. I mean, there is sort of an upside down head and shoulders right here. Let me see something. We're gonna just take a closer look. If we zoom out to here. It's going into a wedge, so it's going to be big decisions coming up. I think we'll have to wait a couple weeks for the debt ceiling, and then we're going to find a real position on where this thing's going, because right now it's kind of just going sideways. So let's take a look at the QQQ, representing the NASDAQ. Still holding this uptrend. I mean, we do have a red day today. I'll give you the year-to-date chart right here, year-to-date. So we do have a nice uptrend right here. It's going to hold. It's pretty aggressive. And it's definitely, we got one going on here. So there we have it for the QQQ. It's definitely in an uptrend here. It's defying gravity. And here's the daily chart, today's action of the QQQ right here. Very similar to the SPY. It sold off a lot and then made a nice little recovery towards the end of the day. So we'll have to see what happens with that. And let's take a look at the weekly chart on Qs. So we really need to get to the 333 level, which is up here. That's what its goal is right now. It's trying so hard to get there, and it's inching, it's ever so lightly making it up. Today, look, we made a high of 327. Well, for the week, actually, I'm sorry, there's a weekly chart. The daily chart, actually, today was the high, yeah, 327. It did reach high today and then pulled back. Support pushed it right back up. It's holding support. We got a lot of these bottom tails here. And let's look at the SPY real quick on that. Now I see SPY is much more choppy. Look at that, all over the place. All over the place. So the QQQ, let's throw a quick study on there. So it's well above the 50-day moving average, well above the 200-day moving average. It's in an uptrend. I mean, it's getting, the range is getting tighter and tighter as we head into the beginning of June. So we'll have to see what happens there. And this, another study I like to put on here is the 20-day and 5-day. The purple being the 5-day, the yellow being the 20. So it's showing structure here for a move up. See, that 5-day moving average is quite a bit above the 20-day. So it does show some structure. Let's see how that SPY looked with that study put onto it. Look, it's showing that it's a little bit bullish. Crossed below the 20-day, up over the 20-day, below the 20-day, up above the 20-day yesterday, and today it's still slightly holding above the 20-day moving average. So the 5-day moving average slightly shows bullish signs. So that's interesting. Real quick, we'll throw a MACD in there for daily chart. Yeah, see, okay. Green as we're going up. Now it's getting weak. It's red. So it's in that mixed area. The RSI is at 52. So it's kind of like right in that middle range, sideways range, waiting for something to happen. I mean, a lot of the data points that you would think it'd be going down, but the summertime, you never know. Can't ever really predict it. And here's the QQQ with that same study. The MACD up, it's slightly up. See, the QQQ is doing better than the SPY. It's definitely a little stronger, no doubt about it. And even the RSI is at 60, so we'll go ahead and remove that. Other than that, real quick, Google had a decent day today. Actually, look at that nice big gap up. Google gapped up nice at 0.87%. AT&T kind of came up today, 0.41. They've been hurting. Look at that big drop off here. Intel up 0.31%, not too bad. But it's really, I would like to see it back to 25 hours to possibly take a long position. We'll have to see. Microsoft's down small, 0.37%. Small red day. Apple, 0.68% down. did break out of that downtrend, and here it needs to reach, or it looks like it's shooting for this level here, 176.15. We take a look at Apple there. Here's the year-to-date chart. So we're real close to that. But that's going to be its next target. And then one up here probably to 179. So it's breaking out of this downtrend. Apple's, it looks pretty impressive. They're doing good. Tesla 2.38% down. Here's the year-to-date chart. There's the two downline trend. So you can see we have it over here. It's staying on the high side of the downtrend, but nevertheless the downtrend. AMD down 1.89%. Again, it's trying to break. Wow, that came close. 104 to 102. So it's trying to get back to the 102 areas, 104. We'll see what happens with that. Nvidia down 0.83%. It touched its limit. I said that was a trend line it was trying to touch, and it did. Now it's breaking down a little bit. We'll have to see what happens. Take a little closer look. Still holding that uptrend, so we'll have to see what happens with that. Other than that, that's about it. We'll have to tune in, and we'll have to see what happens next week. There's more data coming out, and we'll have to take closer looks and see where the stock market's going to go. So other than that, I really appreciate you guys watching. Hope you all had a nice green week trading the stocks, and thank you for your support.